Sam Talbot didn't remember the moment the firefight ended. Not clearly, just the flash of light, the crack of branches giving way beneath him, and the sensation of falling into something cold and deep. For soldiers in Vietnam, disappearing in the jungle wasn't unusual. Terrain swallowed men whole. Dense bamboo, sinkholes, sudden drops, thick canopy that blocked even the moon. The army recorded thousands as missing, many never found. Some perished alone, but a small number survived longer than anyone expected. Sam was one of them. In the days after the firefight, he drifted in and out of consciousness, if the word days even meant anything in that place. Fever blurred the edges of reality. He saw faces that weren't there. He heard Red's laugh, heard Jonesy's harmonica, saw home, and then saw nothing at all. And in that darkness, a figure moved around him. Not an angel, not a soldier, but an elderly Vietnamese woman who lived alone on the fringe of a ruined village. War had taken everything from her. Her son had died months earlier, caught between two armies in a conflict he never chose. She buried him with her own hands and stayed in the jungle because she had nowhere else to go. When she found Sam, broken, burned, barely breathing, he was no enemy. He was a boy, just like her son had been. Historical accounts from Vietnam tell of civilians who risked their lives to pull wounded soldiers, American and Vietnamese alike, out of harm's way. Not out of politics, not out of allegiance, but out of a simple, universal truth. Mercy doesn't choose sides. The woman carried Sam, inch by inch, to the small hut she kept hidden beneath the trees. She treated his wounds with herbs and river-cooled cloths, fed him broth when he could swallow, water when he couldn't, and when his fever peaked, she sang to him softly, a song her son used to hum as a child. Sam had no words for any of it. He was drifting between worlds, the world he came from, and a world that existed far outside the war he fought. Slowly, the fever broke. Slowly, he began to understand the shape of the person who sat beside him in the dim light. Her hands weathered, her eyes heavy but kind. He tried to speak once, to apologize, to explain himself, to say something, anything. But she raised a hand and shook her head gently. Some truths didn't need language. In that small hut deep in the jungle, Sam Talbot learned a lesson no officer or training manual had ever taught him. That the people he had been taught to fear were people just like him. People who had lost, people who hurt, people who were trying to survive a war they never asked to be part of. The woman never told Sam her name. When he grew strong enough to stand, she pointed him toward a river trail that would eventually lead back to American patrols. Before he left, Sam pressed his dog tags into her hands. She didn't refuse. She simply closed her fingers around them and bowed her head with a sadness that belonged to mothers everywhere. Sam stepped back into the jungle with wounds that were healing and a heart that had begun to change in ways no one back home could possibly understand. For the rest of his life, he would remember her, the woman in the trees, as the person who saved him not just from death, but from the man he might have become.